I'm more likely to die in the UK or America because of the color of my skin.
I can go to UK today with nothing. With nothing, just my t-shirt, my jeans, and my sneakers. I'll live there for 1 year. When you see me, you won't recognize me. I dare any Britain person, I dare them, any person born of England, US, to live their whole life, nothing, come to Ghana with empty pocket and see what you go through.
I came to Ghana with £8,000, bro, and my money got chopped. I had nothing, and I was living in a tent for 12 months with my children, literally nothing at all. My wealth is a legacy. My wealth is bringing my children here on a plane when their ancestors left in shackles on a boat.
See, we as Africans, we don't make money here. We make the money there, come and spend it here, and when we die, we are buried here. That is what we use African for. Whether you believe it or not, it is the reality.
Yo, you get buried here, but you won't come back here when you have the money. I know the Ghanaians in the UK and America, they have the money. They can come here and make a difference, but they don't.
Maybe
they live in their comfortable life. They're in a trap. They're in a trap. The West has got them in a trap, and they're comfortable to where now they don't want to leave and go back to their own country. Do you know they want to keep Africa like down? Like the West wants to keep Africa down. We have all the resources. We have everything on this land, the gold, the oil, the coltan. No iPhone can work without Africa. And as long as they keep us poor, as long as they keep us divided, mentality poor, as long as they keep us divided, is as long as they gonna be good and we gonna be the way we are.
Hello guys, and welcome back again to another amazing episode. And this is a diaspora transition episode. Obviously we interviewed diaspora who moved back. And if you watched our last episode, I interviewed a gentleman by the name Jeffrey, and we spoke about why he believes that it's not possible to make it here in Ghana, and he has to, leave Ghana to the States, UK, and other Western countries before he achieves the success he's looking for. And today, someone challenged him, and it's like, listen, it's all about perspective, and I would like to tell you my perspective and probably throw some light on exactly the kind of mindset you need in order to see the money on the continent. So we do have here someone special by the name Daniel. He's been on the show. I've been following his journey since he moved back from the UK to Ghana here. So it's going to be almost a debate between these two parties, and I'm very excited. It's all about learning from each other. They are both, very open to learning and teaching each other, and then, trying to get each other to see the perspective and share knowledge, basically. So before we get into that, I realized YouTube said 80% or 81% of you guys watching does not subscribe. All I need you to do is to please subscribe to the YouTube channel for me. And also where we are currently filming is called Bureau. Bureau is a co-working space located in Osu, next to Jamestown Cafe. They have a conference room, they have a co-working space, and have private office. They serve you coffee anytime you come in here. Just go online, go check them out, and book your place when you are coming from the US and you want somewhere very comfortable with electricity, constant Wi-Fi without any interruption. It's the best place for you to check it out. So without further ado, let me welcome both parties on the show. Daniel, welcome on the show.
Welcome. Thanks for having me back, bro.
And Jeffrey, welcome back.
Thanks.
I think this is a debate that you recommended on Instagram. You saw the reel that I posted.
The kind of depression we have seen, racism is down on the list. 2 hours.
So what about the African Americans who are living in tents in America and saying there's no job?
Bro, I don't know why they are living in those tents, honestly. Because if a Ghanaian is able to leave Ghana to America and live in Beverly Hills, and if you are born in America and you live on the streets, bro, I don't know what to tell you. A client in Germany was telling me he's a cleaner and he makes $17 per hour. Look at this. He works 1 year, he comes to Ghana, and a bank manager is not his class. I would rather create an opportunity for a Ghanaian to work in UK as a health personnel than to create an opportunity for her to work at Kolebu. Don't sit home and say that, oh look, diasporans are coming. Man, they are coming with money. Go and look at their bank accounts. Some of them are coming with $50,000, $100,000. You don't have any money and you're here saying diasporans are coming. So man, that is why when they come, they stay at East Legon cantonment and you live at Kaswa and all those places. Finding money here is next to impossible unless you are intelligent like we are. Opportunities are for people who are already having the opportunities. In the whole of Accra, there are only 3 psychiatric hospitals, Hayford, and there are only 15 licensed psychiatric doctors. And out of the 15, not all of them are even practicing psychology. So that is why the youth are going mad. See, it's simple. You want to be a nurse, I advise you, it's better you become a nurse in Canada than be a nurse in Kolebu. Discrimination is everywhere. It doesn't matter. We are strong. We've been through all these traumas. Look at the way our teachers cane us in school. What is a little racism that you can handle? You should be something, you should be okay. I mean, if somebody doesn't like you because you are black, bro, you are going to work and getting $22 per hour. What do you care? If you don't like me, fine.
So black people complaining about the trauma that comes with slavery, you
Bro,
think it's nothing?
Sunday night, during our time when we were in Form 2, Form 3, Sunday evening, we are all crying because on Monday we have pre-tech. Mr. Kwanzaa is coming to lash us, everybody's 6'6", and we are all scared. This is huge trauma for everybody.
What is lash?
Cane. 1 wrong, 2 canes. So African kids, we've seen the trauma. You know, we do midterm exams, and when you get below a certain mark, you are caned like an animal. So that is the thing. You make the money there, you come here and you spend it. So Ghana is a place to spend money, not a place to make money. I'd rather do the rat race and make $5,000 a month than do the rat race and make 5,000 cedis a month.
The short form content of the longer video.
Yeah.
You commented that, and you said you need a debate. We have to have a conversation.
Yeah.
So I thought it's only smart, it's only wise that we call this conversation, this dialogue to happen. So before we dive right into it, I want you to give a perspective, your background, where you came from, and who you are, so that the audience watching you for the first time, you know, get to know who you are.
Well, I'm Daniel King. I came to Ghana 3 years ago by way of the UK, Jamaican heritage, and yeah, been in Ghana for 3 years, and I'm out here with my family, 3 children, more now actually, and we now have 2 more generations. So my older daughter and her my grandchildren are here also. So, you know, we're just out here making waves and breaking generational curses, as they say.
So thank you again for being on the show. And Jeffrey, people are watching you for the first time. Reintroduce yourself.
Not for the first time.
I mean, if they are watching you for the first time,
so
reintroduce yourself.
My name is Jeffrey. I'm a Ghanaian. Hayford is a very old friend of mine, so I happened to come on his show the last time, and my video is really going viral. Thank you guys for your comments, your likes, your insults. Thank you. I really appreciate it. So here I am again.
So one thing that really stand out in the comment section is you said your blood is boiling.
My blood was boiling. I mean, now I know how people feel when they watch me. And they don't agree with what I say. So I was like, hey, I guess the main thing for me was like, you know, I felt it was dangerous for the youth of Ghana to have your way of thinking. And to feel like going to the West was like some gold mine. Imagine my ancestors, if you like, the ones that came before me, they were told that the UK was paved with gold and that they should go there. And when they went there, it wasn't the case. And that kind of triggered. So when I heard you saying, you know, we should go to the West, I was like, nah, that's not the way forward. And for somebody that's may live in the village in Ghana who may have never traveled, you're traveled, right? So you understand certain things, and I feel like they need to know the full picture of what they're going to, what they're going to be faced with if they go to the West. And that's really, I mean, we can get into so much more, but that's when I was like, okay, no, we need to have a conversation.
I like that. And we are going to have a conversation. And I know he's ready to
Yeah.
learn and then also to exchange, Let's go back a little bit. I want the viewers to have a perspective, even with your upbringing, you growing up as a child, the home you grew up,
Yeah.
the living situation, from you coming out of that, being a teenager, and moving from there to where you are and moving to the continent, so that we can have that perspective. He's also going to share his background, and then we can, talk about why it is realistic, or is better for you to move to the continent rather than going to the West.
Oh, well, just some background. My grandparents were born in Jamaica, and they came in the Windrush to the UK or to the States, both actually. And like I said, they were told that, they were coming and it was going to be paved with gold. And when they got here, they were met with racism. They were met with a level of abuse that I can't even imagine. And I don't expect anybody else to imagine unless they have been through it. And then me growing up in that system in the UK, I grew up in a white area, so in the north of the UK, Sheffield. So, my first recollection of racism in Sheffield was being surrounded by a group of skinheads. I don't know if you know what a skinhead is.
No.
A skinhead is a white person, and all hair shaved off, skinhead. It was like a trend, so there was punk rocks and skinheads, and they tend to be racist. They don't tend to like black people because they weren't familiar with black people at that time. And maybe I left there when I was 6, so I must have been about 5 going to school. In that time, it was safe to go to school on your own and those things, so I must have been going to school and being surrounded by a group of maybe 6, 7 white men who, I don't know what they did to me, but they gave me a wedgie, I know that much. A wedgie is when, they pull up both your trousers and it goes right up in your, They gave me one of those. And that was my first experience of racism. But growing up, it's been a constant.
Before you proceed though, explain the definition of racism so we all understand what racism is in that concept.
Okay, so I think, when I heard Jeffrey speak, some of what he was talking about was prejudice. And that's where a lot of us get confused with prejudice and racism. Now, the racism that black people, or melanated people I like to call us, Nubian people, what we face is systematic. So imagine, Jeffrey, you got quite an English name, but what day was you born?
Tuesday.
Tuesday. So you are, what's your?
Kwabena.
Kwabena?
Yeah.
Okay, so in the UK, there's a system set up that if you take your CV and apply for a job, when they see Kwabena, Kojo, Kwame,
you're not getting the job.
You're not even, they dash that in the bin. Like, so, and it's systematic. So it's not just, oh, I don't like you. It's not just, oh, you're black. It's a system that's been set up way back to Willie Lynch when we were taken from Africa and brought to the West. It's designed to hold us down. It's designed to not allow us to grow in any aspect of, the 9 sectors. We can grow in sports because, generally that's what we did, entertain the massa. That's what we did. We can grow in those things. We can grow in music. We can grow in these entertainments because that's how they see us. They see us as entertainers.
Yeah.
But, breaking those boundaries of being a judge, or don't get me wrong, we have broke some of those boundaries now, but it's not a regular occurrence. It's not something that, and I'm not saying like anything is possible. A young Ghanaian guy can come up and he can be a judge in the UK. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's made much harder. It's made much harder, and I'm more likely to die in the UK or America because of the color of my skin. Just because of the color of my skin.
I see.
Not because of a crime I may have committed or an argument that I may start, but just because of the color of my skin. Just because of the color of my skin, I may die today. And it's those kind of systematic racism, you know, things that are being put in place that we try to get away from.
I see. Now, before we get, I want us to dive into that. In your story, you said after the wedgie thing with the police, you got introduced to what racism actually means. At what age?
Oh, well, you know, I mean, I didn't really understand what racism actually was in terms of the systematic and how big it was and how it was constructed until I really started, you know, starting to love myself and look into my history, watching Roots, watching, you know, listening to the likes of Malcolm X and these kind of, you know, the great leaders that we had, understanding, you know, that kind of system. And I don't know, maybe a teen from about 13, 12, when I really started to become conscious of myself and the wave. I experienced racism up to that point, and it was just like, okay, they don't like me. Do you know what I mean? I know why they don't like me, but I didn't think it was anything more than a personal thing. I only realized it was systematic when my teachers would treat me different from the white children, or, you know, workers or colleagues or the police would treat me different.
What Jeffrey said in the interview, he said that, you know, there's opportunities in the West, there's high-paying jobs. You can be making, example, $17, $20 per hour. What is this little racism that you can't, you know, handle? Now, I want to understand what perspective you had before saying that. Now, before you do that, I want you to, you know, introduce yourself by your background. How did you grow up? You also express a little bit of your upbringing, that sometimes our parents can even leave us for some days and we don't even care, we don't even, you know, we are used to that. I want to see how you were brought up, at least to your age of traveling abroad and then to this moment, and then address why you think racism is just a little thing.
All right, so I'll go again. I'm Jeffrey. I was born in Ghana, North Kaneshie. That is where I grew up. My dad was a mobile banker at that time. Do you know what a mobile banker is?
No.
Okay, so so there are people who work and they want to save on a daily basis, but they don't want to keep the money themselves at home. So my dad would be the person to go around their businesses and take the money and keep for them. At the end of the month, he gives you your money back and you give him his pay for keeping your money. So that was what my dad did. So we were living in North Kaneshie. I remember I used to walk from North Kaneshie. You know my house? Yeah, I used to walk like, as a kid of 7 years, 8 years, I used to walk with my elder brother from North Kaneshie to Kaswa.
How long is it in kilometers?
So in kilometers would be around, around 35 kilometers.
Okay. So you walk every day?
Yes, every day, Monday to Friday.
At what age?
I was 7,
okay.
6. And is this normal? No. I believe that my fellow age mates at that time, let's say in New York, West Virginia, UK, Liverpool, Berlin, name all the...
assume?
Yeah,
okay.
let's, it's not like we assume, it's the reality.
Okay.
They care for the for children. I don't think a 7-year-old kid, student, will walk that distance home. But in Africa, it's normal. And mine is even the smallest. When you go to the villages, some villages, people go from one region to the other region every single morning. Every single morning. And there are cars, there is all this danger, everything. And it's normal in Ghana. So I grew up in this environment. From class 1 to class 6, I was working this way to school. And I grew up, and mind you, from Kaneshie to Kaswa, there are a lot of dangerous things that can happen. I can be beaten by some tags. If I was a black guy and they were white, I would say probably it's racism. But since we are both black, then what will I call that? Because it happens. I am an Ashanti. Those times there were some Ghana boys, they just hated us because we were Ashantis.
Tribalism at that time.
When they meet me and my brother, give me money. Your dad has money, that's what they think. But I'm working from Kaneshie to Kaswa, your dad has money, you are going to school, give me money. If I was a black kid and those people were white kids, I would say it's racism. But since we are both Ghanaians, There was no name for that.
Okay.
I went through that and I grew up and I go to America. Let's say I'm working at McDonald's as a cleaner. I'm walking from my house to McDonald's and I see two white boys who are calling me black monkey. With all due respect, I will say again, how does that really get to me? Because I've seen this since I was a kid, since I was 7 years old. I've seen my own people bully me. So if I'm in someone's land, the person is white, he's calling me a black monkey, I can also call him a white pig. And then we go forward. But I mean, I don't think this should be something you should be very emotional about and sit there and cry and say, because of this system, America is so hard or the West is so hard that you can't make it there.
I see.
I don't get that point so well.
Okay. Now, I think that's why Daniel is here.
Well, let
now,
me elaborate. Let me elaborate on that.
Hear him say that.
So, I think, ain't nobody out here crying about the racism. Like,
Okay.
I've been called so many things, bro, and that doesn't affect me. I think let's take it a bit deeper to the trauma. On a trauma level, I think what you said in the video was that, the trauma of racism, well, every Sunday you're waiting, you're crying because on Monday you're about to get a beating. Now, to compare that to the struggle and the trauma that diasporans have faced and our ancestors have faced, that's what really got me. Because I'm just like, this is not just about being caned. I mean, were we caned? Yes. Were our ancestors whipped? Yes. They were also forced to commit sexual acts. Their children were also taken away. They were also killed. They were also hung. They were also drowned. There were also children fed to crocodiles. Do you know what I mean? Like, we were emasculated as men. Our children and our partners forced to watch my ancestors be raped by another slave, like right in front of them, man on man. That's what we were forced to witness. Those things have trauma. Those things are still affecting our people today. Still affecting. I deal with diasporans every single day. They're still affecting us in our relationships, in our, the way we deal with ourselves, the love that we have for ourselves. I'm not saying that you being beaten at school, that's not a good thing. It's not. But to compare that to that big scale, I think is it's not, there's no balance there. That can't be compared. It's uncomparable. It's like that trauma of, I mean, there was a time in the UK that caning was a thing too. Do you know what I mean? But you don't see people being affected to this day from it. But you see diasporans being affected. Even the way the diasporans come here and have a, entitlement. We spoke about that entitlement. They get that from, well, white supremacy. It's a supremacy that they feel, and they have that same, because it's trauma. So they're being affected by that. So it's not as simple as, you black monkey. Like, bro, words, that's nothing. But systematical trauma, abuse, and those things, that's what affects our people. That's the real, the real problem.
I like that. So he's saying, you said something in the video.
Yeah, I want to also touch on some things that he said.
Okay.
So here is my point. Diasporans are Africans. Hell yeah, I'm also African. So it is our ancestors who went through the slavery. It's my grandfather too. It's your grandfather, just as it's my grandfather. But see, here is the reality. This thing happened when? A long time ago. So we came to hear the stories. I will believe that there is nobody who is currently alive who saw racism and who saw slave trade.
Where are you talking about?
I mean, all over the world. I'm not sure there is anybody who is still existing right now who saw slave trade. We all came to hear the story.
Okay.
We acknowledge that it is true. It happened. I saw the Instagram video. All those people that were commenting that this, and this, and that, I checked their profile. They are sitting in Mercedes-Benz, driving these nice cars in these nice countries, and you are there crying about what your ancestor went through hundreds of years ago. You are here now. So do you want to wake up every morning look at their pictures and cry and feel the hate in your heart.
So they're saying move on from there.
Yeah. Slavery, I'm sure there are many forms of slavery. Do you want me to take you to a place in Nigeria where Nigerians are holding other Nigerians as slaves? I've been to Nigeria so many times. Before you arrive in Lagos, from the border to Lagos is slavery on its own. Trust me. And these are from my fellow African brothers. I've been to Abidjan. When you get to the Abidjan border, the way your fellow brother will treat you, and you tell me that we are all Africans with the same forefather who has been mistreated by white men. So that is slave trade. Look at what you are doing to me. I just want to go to your country. Look at the way you are maltreating me. What is this? How do you want to call this? So I wasn't comparing that killing to what we are going on now. Yes, I get it. They killed George Floyd. I know a man who was also killed on the Kaswa Road by policemen. It's happening. It goes both ways. In China, I saw with my eyes, a guy was killed. He was rejected into the hospital. Is this not also racism? So it's happening everywhere. Chinese will go to Europe. The Europeans will call him or her smelling small eyes. It's racism. We Africans in China, I remember so many times, me and my African friends will see Chinese people and say, look at their eyes, so small. What is this? It's racism. It's racism. We have played games with Chinese people and we thought that we were bigger and taller than them, and then we beat them. This is racism. This is discrimination too. It's all forms of racism. So we, as Africans, complaining of what our forefathers have gone through. Yes, they went through, but we are here now. We are here now. So let's move on. We are not comparing the system of the countries to the slave trade. We are talking about now. Accra now, New York here. What black men are going through. Before I end, I can go to UK today with nothing. With nothing, just my t-shirt, my jeans, and my sneakers. I'll live there for 1 year. When you see me, you won't recognize me. I dare any Britain person, I dare them, any person born of England, US, to live their whole life, nothing, come to Ghana with empty pocket and see what you go through.
Okay, so let me interject on that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna go back and then we can come off the racism thing.
Yep.
But I just want to touch on one thing because it's saying like, you know, I'm all one for let's move on, let's build. Like that was then and that. But at the same time, it's like imagine you was abused as a child, and then you're older now, and someone says to you, "Oh, that's when you was a child." Like, that's done. What are we gonna do? Keep crying about it? Like, to an abused victim. That's detrimental. That is detrimental. And if you know the level that, you know, people are still facing today, because even though I may not have been hung from a tree or saw that, that still is in me. That is still in me, like, it's in my blood. Like, Daniel King 2 generations ago, that's me. It's still in my blood. It's still in my line. So it's felt. And I don't expect you to understand because, well, you didn't have nobody hanging from a tree. You didn't. You was here in Africa. You was here while we were taken on boats. Anyway, in terms of coming to Ghana, I came to Ghana with £8,000, bro. And my money got chopped real fast. And I had nothing. And I was living in a tent for 12 months with my children. Literally nothing at all. Tell a lie, I had a business in the UK, a skincare business. And the story goes, the Most High told me to sell it. And I know what he was doing is trying to make me have more faith in him and only rely on him. And I sold it. And that money, we started to build our home. That quickly went. We had nothing. My neighbor that lives right next to me, a Ghanaian and his family, living in a small little mud type hut. He had more money on certain days than me. The difference is, so I had nothing. I had nothing apart from what was in my barrels, most of it spoiled. I had nothing. The difference as to why the regular Ghanaian may not be able to come out of that, and the difference the way I was able to be able to come out of that is just mentality. It's just mentality. It's like, if we're gonna go around and tell people they need to go to the West in order to make it, and that they can't flourish here and they're never going to make it, then they never will. They never will. But if we start to educate our Ghanaians, the young ones, and telling them, you don't need to go nowhere. You can make it here. You just need to change your mentality. You need to change that mentality. First of all, let's not have the we get it now, we want to chop it now. Most Ghanaians have that. They get the money, they want to chop it today. And they don't think about saving or investing or whatever the case may be. They just want to chop, chop, chop. I didn't have nothing else that my neighbors didn't have. In fact, they had more than me. They had the land. They had the wealth. All I did was show them how they can take that land and make something of themselves. Do you know what I mean? Hence making something of myself. Hence the way, I'm in a much better position now. But I didn't come here with nothing but £8,000. You spoke about us having 50,000 and all these, bro, ain't nobody, some of us do. But the majority of us are not coming with that kind of money, bro. We're not coming with that kind of money. And me, I came on faith, and £8,000, it went. And I was like, what am I gonna do? I ain't gonna sit down and cry. I ain't. I'm gonna use my brain. That's it. I think just the education in Ghana just needs to be changed. It needs to be changed. The youth need to be educated to use their mind, know how powerful they are, so that they can come out of, this here today, gone tomorrow kind of thing, and think long term. Like, if I do this job to the best of my ability, then I've got long-term employment. I'm working with Ghanaians. I see that they'd rather just cut the corners and, do you know what I mean? And hope that tomorrow they get something else. That's the mentality that needs to change.
Well, should I continue?
Yeah, if you are.
So, I get your point. It's very good to motivate the youth of Ghana to do well. But see, what my points are the things that are happening in reality. The people, let me use Ghana, the people in Ghana who are assigned to care for the youth, their happenings, their well-being, do not care. The people who have been paid to take care of the youth's needs do not use the money to do what they are supposed to do. You get me?
No, I understand.
We are just in the country. Everybody for himself. If you're a Ghanaian who live in maybe Nima with nothing, and somebody just goes to the police station and reports you, I want you to arrest this guy, and you are being arrested and you are taken to Mamubi or Nima police station with nobody, trust me, you will know that a working system will benefit you. I am not sure, when we watch these American movies, when you're arrested, the police will tell you, you have the right to remain silent. Everything you say will be used and you have the right to attend. When you are being arrested in Ghana, nobody's telling you this. Your freedom. See, you can be innocent. I'm just trying to make you understand the system we live in here.
Yeah.
You can be innocent to the zero or the maximum, whatever. But the way you be handled, you will never be handled that way in the working system. So I am not the one who is coming to tell the youth the lies. It is the reality. If you like, wake up on Monday, pack your CV, work to 11 companies Monday to Friday, nothing. Nothing. We are in Ghana. You go on LinkedIn, you go on LinkedIn, you go on Glassdoor. There are so many online jobs. Where are they coming from? The United States of America. I am a testimony. I used to work for Hotel Planner. Hotel Planner is an American company. I applied, they interviewed me, and they were paying me almost $20 per hour, and I am in Ghana. So how much more people who are there? So what I'm saying is, it's not like I'm discouraging the youth. It is the reality. If you live here in Ghana, you suffer. If you stay here, it's hard. The way is very narrow. It's a very narrow way, and it belongs to some people already. You are not part of it. Your dad needs to know the commander, the chief inspector, before you will be given the police form. You can buy the police form even when you want a Ghanaian passport, if you like. As a normal Ghanaian, what you have to do is just to walk to the passport office, buy the form and fill it. Try it. 11 years, you won't get your passport. But go there, pay somebody, and you see, why is this system like this? I see so many Ghanaians who are nurses, who are doing beautiful jobs in these Western countries. In Ghana, if you're a lady, you just completed the university, very beautiful lady, you want to join the immigration service, you want to work in the bank, you want to work in some company, you need to put in your head that at least managing director, assistant managing director, and assistant managing director will have to sleep with you before you are employed. But I believe in America, if you are qualified, if you pass the interview, you don't have to sleep with anybody.
But I hear you. I completely
And
understand
this is happening every day. This is the system that we live in. The system is not working. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about you, bro. Honestly.
Yeah.
Nobody cares for you.
It's the same in the difference here. Let me tell you the difference in Ghana is in your face. In America, in the UK, it's covert. It's nobody cares about you. Like if you want certain things, we have a thing called the casting couch, where women have to sleep with certain people to get, you know, in certain positions. Like it's not as easy as, you know, go and just pay, and like that's corruption. I understand. But what I would say to you, brother, intelligent, I can tell, is why would you leave and encourage to leave your own home? Why don't we fix this home? Because we know that it's broken here.
Bro.
We know it's broken, but let me finish. We can fix it. We can fix it. The reason why I left is because that's not my home, bro. That's not my home. The UK is not my home. That's not where my ancestors came from. We came from this land, from West Africa, whether it be Nigeria, wherever. We came from here. So I'm just like, why are we leaving? Why are we leaving our system to go and fix their system or to go and contribute to their system? Is it messed up here? Most definitely, bruv. It is. But imagine if intelligent brothers like you, me, Hayford, the people from the diaspora are coming back with that energy, with those funds. But we can change the system here, you know that, right? We can change the system here. We can be the superpower. I know it may seem like a pipe dream, but we can, because that's how I see things. I feel like if we are here and we're putting in together and we change the mentality and stop doing this crabs in a barrel sort of thing when we're trying to hold each other down, that's the way. I mean, you could go to the West and you're going to be good. But what about your brothers and your sisters? Or, I mean, you were saying that you can help them come, but what about the rest that are left behind? Do you know what I mean? Like, what about them, bro? Like, it's either, I mean, we can be selfish and just look for ourselves. We can do that. Or we can fix our own house. We can, you know, fix the plumbing in our own home instead of going to somebody else's home and helping them fix theirs. That's where I think the bigger picture lies.
Well, yeah, like I was saying, I really do get your point, but I am very sure with all confidence that you see, you come from that place. So yes, I buy the fact that you say some facts, but I also come from this place. I walk on the street, I live on the street. Forget the way I'm looking. My guys, my boys, my brothers are on the streets. They are hustling. They are suffering. I know the kind of conversations we have. There is no winning, bro, here. Trust me. I know when I say that, it breaks your heart, but it is not.
Let me come in. Now, you being in the UK, he's saying the UK, you can get this much money. There's so much opportunity. Why would you leave something like that and come here? He's saying there's no opportunity here. But you saying like the long run, there's more here to gain than the West because of the systematical racism and stuff like that. Let's speak on that a little bit.
Well, first of all, I'm seen as a man here, not a black man. I'm just seen as a man here, first and foremost. Out there, I'm black before I'm anything. Do you know what I mean? I'm a nigger before I'm anything. Like, but here, I'm black. In terms of the opportunities, imagine everybody wants to go to the West, and even some of our melanated people want to stay in the West because it's comfortable, because they do have a system that keeps you comfortable, that gives you benefits if you don't have a job, that does all of these things. That could be looked at as a good thing, not for me. I don't see that as a good thing. I don't want the handouts. I don't want nobody to provide for me and my family. I'm a man. I should be the one providing for my family and my community, not the government. I don't want to be governed. I don't. Only the Most High governs me. I want to govern my house, because when they give you the benefits, now you're a slave to them. So we talk about slavery's gone. Slavery ain't gone. They're going to put you in debt. You're talking about owning house. These people don't own houses, bro. They have mortgages. A morgue, that means they're tied to that morgue where they have to pay that for the rest of their life, and they still don't own it. The government can still come and sweep it up from them. If you own a house in America and you die, Do you know your children have to pay inheritance tax before they can even get that house? They don't just get the house. Like, you paid for it. Why can't they just get the house? It's yours. You buy an apple, this is my apple, I paid for it. Oh, I'm dead. Now the apple goes to my kin. No, it doesn't. They have to pay an inheritance tax. And if they can't pay that, done. You pay your 25-year mortgage for 24 years, and after 24 years, you don't pay no more, gone. Like, you don't own that, bro. And I'm not saying you can come here and own land. Yes, there's lease, there's all sorts of things going on. But at least I can build my property and pass it down to my children without it being taken away by the government. Is there a government system here? Most definitely. But I believe that we can make Ghana a much greater place. I hear you. I understand about your boys on the road, because if I was talking to my boys on the road on this angle, they'd be like, bro, what are you talking about? Man ain't going to Africa. Like, I understand. But it's their mentality, bro.
It's
like
the truth.
So
no,
you
it
say,
is the truth. It is the truth.
So you say you are aware of the situations and the hardship in Ghana, but still believe that it's a good decision for you to move with your family to the continent to build your family and your life here.
With the right mindset, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Okay.
I am 28 years old. I don't have a, I mean, I'm not so comfortable as I am supposed to be. When we were in China, at that time I was 23, 24. My age mates were bringing their kids to school because I was a teacher. They were bringing their kids to school and they were coming in all these nice cars. And I mean, they are well to do. They were my age mates. I'm fast forward 5 years. I'm still not even the level that they were 5 years ago. I am still not at the level where those kids' parents were 5 years ago.
So he's talking about building here in Ghana from the scratch. Don't you think, from what we've been through as an African, you know, being at economical advantage for centuries, it's about time that we struggle, keep struggling, and you know, most like die here, try to create that future for your children, rather than escaping and your children doing the same thing. What do you have to say to that?
See, do you know how much traveling abroad has helped the children you're talking about? Do you know how much those uncles who traveled abroad has helped the family that my brother was talking about? My dad was living in Germany as at the 1990s. Every month he was sending my mom all these nice things, his sisters and stuff like that. When he came and worked in Ghana, he wasn't even able to do it for his family only. So like I was saying, people are traveling out of the country to the West because of their family. I am very positive that 85% of the men, not only in Ghana, in Africa, who leave Africa to these Western countries are going because of their family. They are going to get the work that they will never get in Africa, and they are going to get the pay that they will never get in Africa. They are trying to fetch a comfortable life for their families that if he were to be staying in Ghana, he wouldn't be able to fetch for their family. Bro, this is the fact.
No,
because there are people who are uneducated, and maybe I know people because of the work I do. There are people who are uneducated. Somebody living in Berlin right now is a cleaner. He's okay. He's taking care of his wife, 2 children, mother, siblings. His colleague, who is maybe a banker, is in Ghana, can't even take care of his wife and just 1 kid.
Hey.
See the differences?
No, I hear you, but I think it's also about, how can I put this? I mean, we're striving for different things, and what you may see as wealth, I may not see as wealth.
The point.
You know, in terms of, I know for the average Ghanaian in the village, Mercedes, watches, all of these things is probably, I made it. My make it ain't that. My making it ain't that. My making it is seeing Ghana in a better position, seeing my grandchildren being able to live a life that I didn't live, in terms of their security, in terms of their sense of being. And for you, I would hope that you would want to see your boys on the road and their children, the boys, your real boys, like those ones, in a better position to where they don't have to walk how many miles, so they don't have to, you know, walk and try and get a job. For me, that's the bigger goal. These fancy cars and all of these things, bro, they come, but they will go. Like, when you die, You ain't gonna take these Mercedes with you. You ain't. What do we leave behind when we die? We're just gonna leave a legacy. What legacy are you gonna leave with these material things? I mean, that material thing can go, but a legacy is there, bro. Like a legacy, and that's all I'm saying is like, my wealth is a legacy. My wealth is bringing my children here on a plane when their ancestors left in shackles on a boat. My legacy is knowing that, you know, the piece of land that I have will go down from generation to generation, and they don't have to work for anybody else other than themselves. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just think we need to look at the bigger picture of you know, it's more than us. Because when you die, like if you die today, bro, like what are you leaving behind?
Bro, if if one of the people I have taken outside who are working and making a good living dies, I think it would be far better if he had died here, because then his family will have nothing. So again, I get your point. See, you are coming from an advanced place. Your mentality is different, so you see things in different ways. What is helping me also is I have been to these advanced places and I'm from here, so I'm combining the both. And if before my boys on the street would be able to live a legacy, they need to leave Ghana if they want to make a legacy. If they stay in Ghana, bro, they cannot make any legacy. Perhaps you have a British passport, if you have a nice CV, and you go to TV3 or GH1, maybe you'll be employed because, again, you have the advantage. But none of my boys will be accepted in these jobs. What should they do? There is nothing. There is literally nothing for them to do. And the average Ghanaian in the villages who you think don't like cars, they really do, bro. When I drive from Accra to my hometown, when my grandmother sees my car, she's very happy. She is happy. She's okay where she is because she has no opportunity. How is she going to get a car? How?
But they look up to you though, right?
Exactly.
Your boys look up to you, right?
Exactly. And the best way I'm teaching them is, bro, if you live here, if you stay here in Ghana, you will be you will be selling coconut for the next 20 years. And coconut does not buy a Honda Civic, does not give your family a comfortable life. Selling coconut will not pay your mother's bill. Yeah, I know you said material things are not important, but you know, believe it or not, you need money. Even if you are the poorest person in the poorest cottage in Ghana, you need money. Even in the cottage, before electricity gets to the village, it's money. So regardless where you are, you need money. So why don't you want it more?
I disagree. I disagree. I think we don't need money. I think we don't need money. And I think, you know, I'm probably showing my age now. You said you was 28, right? I'm 43. And I think I'm showing my age because I am coming from an advanced place, if you like. I don't really like that because I feel
it's
like
true. You come from an advanced place.
Yeah, maybe in some areas, but I just think that your boys look up to you, bro, and they can. In order to change the world, I realized I had to change myself. In order to change the world, bro, you're gonna have to change you. And your boys will follow suit. I know you can make it here in Ghana. I mean, will you? Can you?
Me?
Yes, you.
Me?
Yes.
I will do what it takes to survive wherever I am.
Right.
Ghana, Nigeria, US.
So be the light for your boys, bro.
See, I want a soft life. You won't find it here, bro. You won't find it here.
Then you want to be a pioneer.
No. I was talking to a friend, okay? Yeah. He lives in New Jersey, I think. So I was talking to him the other time. And he was going to work. While driving, his car broke. He put me on hold and he was like, listen. And he merged the call. I was listening. He called this squad. Hi, my name is so-and-so. My car is broken down on the street. We were talking. 11 minutes. I was keeping my time. 11 minutes. A crew was there, fixed his car, went to work. When I was coming here, I was driving my own car. When I go to Osu, my car broke down. My car broke down. I called somebody I know. I know him. He knows me. He's a mechanic. I know him. When I called him, I said, bro, my car is broken down. He's like, he's far away. He can make it. So let me find anybody close to me to help me. Up till now, I haven't been able to find anybody to attend to my car.
I don't know how, bro, the difference I see is in the UK, if I break down, unless I've got RAC insurance or whatever, no professionals coming to me. I can tell you what's definitely not coming to me is a regular person. When I break down in Ghana, hey, what's up? Everybody, I mean, they may not be mechanics, they might pretend to be, but at least they have the mentality to help.
Bro, I get it. It is Ghanaians. It is our character. When I'm in Egypt and I see my fellow Ghanaian in trouble, I will help him. It's because I'm Ghanaian. This has nothing to do with the system. So if there are more Ghanaians in UK, maybe, because we do it. Ask him, when we were in China, when we meet fellow Ghanaians, we are happy. We've seen our brothers. If they are dying, perhaps we will die together. You know why?
I understand.
You know why I came back from China to Ghana? It's because of a Ghanaian. I put my life, I put my family's life at risk.
How they treated you, bro.
Exactly.
And you want to run to the same system and go help their system and put more money into their system. Look how they treated you.
Who said I'm helping them?
You are.
You are by working.
When you work.
How about me? Have you thought about me? Do you know how much it helped me? Do you know what I get, what I got, what I have gotten? Do you know what I have gained? Do you know what my family got from that 4-5 years that I was in China?
It's win-win.
I mean, I got this winning. Do you know what I got? Hayford. I was able to buy my sister called me. Jeff, I've been accepted to the university. Everything is fine and amazing. They said my hostel fees and my school fees all together is 14,000 Ghana cedi. You know what I said? Okay, hold on, send me account details, let me send. If I were in Ghana, you tell me this thing, you are killing me. Where am I going to? So the boys on the street who look up to me, they also have sisters. If I'm able, and you were like, I need to give them the mentality. When I see them on the street, they don't need my mentality. They need money. They haven't eaten since morning. So they need money. When I see them, I need to put my hand in my pocket and give them money. Where am I getting this money?
Be smart about it though, bro. Imagine, I'm in the village. I live in the village with people that are probably similar who want the money. But I'm smart about it. Of course they want the money. But imagine, I've had a team of people working for me for over a year now. Their mentality is changing slowly. I give them the money. I also give them the knowledge. I also give them the wisdom. They understand now that, hey, when we work for Mr. King, we can get a motorbike. We can actually get credit that we can't get in the normal system. We can get credit, bro. And then the ones that weren't seeing it before, the laborers, are seeing that, okay, the mason is moving up. He's got land from Mr. King. He's got a motorbike from Mr. King. Now we can get the same if we just change our mentality and keep the loyalty. Of course they want money, bro. Everybody wants to chop. But it's about, okay, they want the money. How can I reel them in? Here, bro, here's a little something. Already you're their master.
I want to ask you a question. How would you suggest, or let's say I came to you as a big brat, like I have these guys on the street, from your perspective, how would you advise me to help them?
You said you do whatever it takes to make it in Ghana, right? So do whatever it takes to make it in Ghana, and they will see, they will say, hey, look at Jeffrey, and they will say, if he can do it, we can do it. But what they're seeing is, look at Jeffrey, he went to the West. We need to go to the West. Instantly. I mean, you're inspiring them to leave their motherland. That's what you're inspiring them to do. I'm saying, stay here, bro. Like, why are you going to China or to wherever? I mean, don't get me wrong. You said the uncles, there's many Ghanaians that leave and send the money back. Yeah, let's do that, because that's what the Chinese are doing here. They come, they send the money back. No money stays here, bro. It don't even come out of their circle. It don't go to no Ghanaians. We might eat a little bit, but it goes back to China, where I know Ghanaians that are in the UK, they don't even want to come back to Ghana. They say, what are you going to Ghana for? Like,
exactly. What are you come to Ghana for?
Because their mindset, bro.
It's their
mindset.
You forget.
They're captured by the matrix.
You forget the part where there is something that is the reality. It's not the mindset. It is the reality. It is.
We can change the reality, bro.
How? How am I going to make a fast train, a bullet train, that would take a worker
No, it's not going to be a bullet train. It's going to be a slow ride. but it's going to take pioneers and strong men to make that slow
Then I
grind.
believe
What do you think is the mindset that we have to adapt as Africans living on the continent?
Stop relying on everybody else. Stop taking loans. Stop begging the Chinese. Stop begging the Lebanese. Stop supporting. Like, let's support our own, bro. Like, let's do that. Let's kill the borders. Let's stop fighting with the Nigerians, and when they come here, we got something against them. Like, let's work together. Like, let's kick the dollar out the window, bro. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, let's start taking care of our own house. When I'm saying to you, bro, let's take care of our own house. Like the president, let's start taking care of our own house. Let's stop forget about what the West is doing or whether they like us or taking on their policies and all of these things. We just need to change the mindset of the youth. I mean, the youth will change through education, but the leaders and people like you, bro, like you're influential, like you need to do something. Bro, imagine no one didn't want to come to Africa when I was coming to Africa. They said I was mad. They're going to kill me. There's bandits out here. They have a mad mentality of then now they've seen me out here and see, okay, you lived in a tent. Look what, okay, Africa's not that bad. Now they're coming one by one, straight after. I wanted my children to come, bro. Like I cried tears. They wouldn't come. Now they're coming because, not because of what I said, because of what I did. Like, you know, let's change the world. I changed myself. And it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to be a speeding train, bro. It's going to be a slow grind.
Now, let's talk about what has been systematically done to make this, the people on the African continent think like they think now.
Colonization.
Let's talk about it.
Colonization, bro. Like, we rely on, you know, the Western world to come in and develop this country. We rely on the Chinese to come and build our roads, bro, to build our flyover in. I see how they oversee the Ghanaians, and I see it, bro. It's just the same concept as slavery. When we were out picking cotton and there was a white man on the balcony or a white woman looking down on us with the overseers. It's the exact same situation, but in a different scale. It's not like they're coming here and, you know, is it helping Ghana in a way? Yes, but as they're giving 5, they're taking 10, because everything is going back to their country. And what I'm saying is, I'm not saying we shouldn't trade or do business with other countries. That's not what I'm saying. I think we should all live as one people. What I'm saying is, the Chinese look out for themselves first. The Lebanese look out for themselves first. The Indians look out for themselves first. You see, black people, we look out for me. We're so crabs in a barrel. We will step on our own people to get out, or we'll rather. Bro, the way I see certain countries treat white people over me, black people treat white people better than me as their brother. Like, bro, it's sickening. Even here in Ghana, it's sickening to see that. But it's a mentality of, oh, the same coconut situation you talk about. There's a coconut boy right near my place. He says to me, find me a white woman. I'm like, why? Why do you want a white woman?
But what is wrong with it?
I'm not saying that, but the fact, he's not saying find me a woman. He's saying, find me a white woman.
I mean, everybody should have their...
It's not his preference.
It's his preference.
It's not his preference.
It's his preference.
It's not his preference is money.
It's his preference.
His preference is not white. His preference is green.
His preference,
it's money.
his
So
preference.
you believe that
It's his
when...
preference.
It's not.
It's his preference.
His preference is money, bro.
It's his
Everybody's
preference.
brother, I'll tell you straight. Ghanaians worship money too much. They worship money too much. You know the only time a Ghanaian says to me, God bless you? When?
You give him money?
When I give them money.
But when should you think a Ghanaian should tell you, God bless you?
When I do something good for him.
And
when he sees me just walking on the...
God bless you.
God bless you, bro.
It's impossible.
It's not impossible. It's, bro, you know, in the UK, do you know, like we have a thing, I used to be a Rasta, 26 years, locks. You know there's a thing between Rastas, an unspoken thing. When you see another Rasta, Wagwan Ras, you're cool, yeah man, bless up, respect. I don't know you, they don't know me, but it's just a natural thing. Anytime we should see each other as brothers, bro, this is not about hate for any other race. This is about love for ourselves. When I see you, I should say, what's up, my bro? You good? Yeah, I'm good. Bless you, bro. Done. Like, it's not impossible. That's love. That's unconditional love. Not because you did me anything wrong or good. Just because, bro. And I know it sounds like some fairy tale dream, and you know, in you know, Caswell, wherever it is, they'll be like, hey, that's not my reality. But it can be. It can be if I don't have high hopes for your boys that are in it. But I have high hopes for you, bro, that's not in it, that's traveled the world, that has seen certain things. My business partner, Kwame, I can only work with him because he's traveled. So he has he spent 12 years in Nigeria. And that was but the fact that he left has opened his mind. So I can work with him, he understands, where he's just like, some of his people.
So doesn't that make him right to say travel first?
Exactly.
I'm not saying don't travel. I'm not saying don't travel. I'm saying don't forget about
I'm
Ghana.
saying they should travel. That's my point.
No,
travel.
no. You're saying
travel. Cameraman there, travel. The excuse man there, he needs to travel.
Travel.
We all need to travel.
We do.
And go and work.
But come
and
back.
make. I mean, yes. We as Africans, we don't make money here. We make the money there, come and spend it here, and when we die, we are buried here. That is what we use African for. Whether you believe it or not, it is the reality.
No, you get buried here, but you won't come back here when you have the money. I know the Ghanaians in the UK and America, they have the money. They can come here and make a difference, but they don't.
Maybe-
They live in their comfortable life.
So who doesn't like a comfortable life?
But why not have a comfortable life? You forgot about your brothers, bro. You left us behind, brother. You forgot about us, man. Like, how you gonna leave? What about your boys on the road? You're not gonna come back for them. The ones that look up for you, you're not gonna come back for
The
them.
best way for me to come back, right now as I'm here, I'm broke. I'm so broke. The best way for me to come back from my boys, it's not me being in the same environment with them. What environment? Ghana. If I want to help my boys, the best way is for me to be outside Ghana, working my ass off, trying to help them. So when I go outside Ghana, I work, I get like $10,000. I'm like, yo, Nappy, shout out to Nappy. Here's $2,000, take it. Do this and this and this. Come to, get money, help your brothers and our other brothers in Ghana.
So let me just ask you one question. Bro. How will Ghana change?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Bro, you can't say sorry to me. Say sorry to your boys.
I'm sorry,
You
my
went to school
boys,
with.
and I'm sorry, Ghana. You and I know that how Ghana is going to change is really not something of that we have control of. What am I going to do to Ghana? What can I?
Put
Okay,
yourself in a position.
I changed my mind. I want to stay in Ghana and do better in Ghana. Please tell me, what am I going to do? The person in power who needs to make
Why
Ghana.
don't you listen to what he's saying? That
I get
at
him,
one point,
but how?
no.
It is the how.
At one point, whatever money he brought from the UK went to zero.
I'm going with no money to the
come
US.
in. So went to zero, like, and he's still telling you that you can still make it here. Maybe he has discovered something. Why don't you ask him what it is, so you are open to learning that, rather than still relying on your solution of escaping before you can make it?
I also want to discover what he has left there. He's fine. I've lived here 21 years. What is
What's
really
your skills?
what is really there to discover? It's fine. You are welcome, brother. Anybody who is in UK, US that wants to come and discover, please come. I would really appreciate it if there is a program, one exchange. Come and discover Africa. I go and discover America. It'll be very easy for us. Then let's discover. I also want to discover more. I'm encouraging people to discover more. That is where you will make more. Make your family more comfortable. If you live in Ghana, you and I already know the situation at hand. I don't need to stress
Well,
it.
imagine I'm more comfortable here than I was ever in the UK.
Bro,
Let's talk. Let's
yeah,
talk on that. What made you
I want to hear
comfortable?
that.
Well, I lived in a home that I didn't own. A 2-bedroom apartment, 3 stories high, surrounded by people I didn't know. There's no sense of community. No one talks to their neighbors. On benefits. On paper, that was my woman's home, not mine. On paper, as a black man, I'm homeless and been homeless for 13 years. And there's nobody that's gonna give a single black man a place to live in the UK. So unless I go out and use my brain, find my woman, find somewhere to be, or in my mother's house, I'll be on the street, homeless.
Now, you said something in the previous interview that if someone is living in the US and they go homeless, you don't know what to tell them. What were you trying to say?
What I'm trying to say is, and I'll say again, is we are already in the term, or we are already in the semester. You have been in the semester from the first day of the semester to the last day of the semester. I came to almost the ending of the semester, but I was able to finish all my project works, like my handy project works, and you that was in the semester from the beginning is not able
Are
to
you
finish.
considering the racism, the systematical racism that is putting them at a disadvantage? Example, in the US, when you go to jail and you come back from the jail, you are not allowed to have some certain kind of job. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Are you aware of the system in the Americas? Are you sure you're not being mistaken from the so-and-so fantasy of America, what America is? Do you really understand what it is there in the US?
Yeah, if you went to jail and you don't find a job, don't you realize it's your punishment? You probably murdered somebody. I won't take you my job. Why should I employ you? So this, I don't really think it has anything to do with racism. In Ghana here, first of all, how many normal citizens are getting employment? Not to talk about ex-convicts. So this has nothing to do with really racism, whether you believe it or not. But what I'm trying to tell you is, you are in America for 35 years. You went to jail for 2 years. You are back. You're not getting a job. I've lived in Ghana for 27 years. I come to America, and I'm not sleeping. I'm working. I'm able to start a building in Ghana. When you see me and I tell you my story, shouldn't you feel ashamed of yourself? Shouldn't you feel like, bro, then what am I doing? Look at this guy. He just came from Ghana, and 1 year later or 2 years later, he's doing this. Then it should tell you a message. It should tell you something.
Now, this is a very interesting dialogue and a debate, and trust me, a lot of Ghanaians living here in Ghana do have this mindset and believe that this is so, and whatever, it doesn't matter what you tell Ghanaians, they want to go and see it for themselves. We have my brother here who, came from the UK and had to live in a tent here in Ghana in order for him to get to where he is now. Now, he is telling my brother here in Ghana that, listen, you can't make it here. But on the other hand, he believes it's not so. Guys, I don't know why we think like what we think. If you have an idea, please put it in the comment section below. Now, someone said in the comment section that people coming from the US and the UK has some certain kind of privileges, and that's why you guys succeed here. And he sometimes said something that diasporan businesses thrive because Ghanaians like to patronize foreign goods rather than Ghana business. What do you have to say to that?
I think both sides' mentality needs to change. I think we need to stop coming here and trying to make Ghana Africa, and the Ghanaians need to stop being so much consumerism and so worshipping of things and money. The solution is Ghanaians stay where you're at, diasporans come home, bring your money most definitely, get what you can get, come home and build up Africa. Not just Ghana, let's build up Africa. And look at the way the world's going today. Look at Russia, look at China. They don't cut those places up. They cut up Africa to divide and conquer us. Like, there's a bigger picture here. There's a real bigger picture here. And what I see is an intelligent young brother, do you know what I mean, who has influence. And if him at his age and me at my age, Ghanaians and diasporans could have these conversations and start putting down structure and plans, bro, we can change something. It's not gonna be easy, but we can change something, bro. Like, I'm a big fan of Malcolm X, bro. By any means necessary, like you said, you gonna do it for yourself. I'm just saying, bro, let's just look at a bigger picture and let's just do it for Africa. Let's do it for Ghana. Do you know what I mean? Let's do it for our people. Let's do it for melanated people. That's all I'm saying, bro.
Now, I know the beginning of your story, and the reason why I think this debate is supposed to happen is, listen, this is not easy. I came to your land and you were living in a tent with your family. Your wife was there, your children. And fast forward, under 2 years, there's a building up. Because of your mindset, you've been able to accomplish what you've been able to accomplish. I know some Ghanaians watching do believe that it's possible to make it here, right? What do the average guy watching needs to do in order to be able to adapt what mindset you have, in order to escape that velocity of poverty and not seeing it's possible in Ghana?
I mean, like my brother said, he's encouraging people to travel, and I believe that, but not everybody can travel because they don't have the money. But we can read. We all got smartphones to do what we want to do, to watch rubbish on TikTok and YouTube. We can learn, we can self-teach ourselves. Anything I learned in terms of construction was through YouTube. Anything I learned was through YouTube. Any knowledge and wisdom I get is through reading. Like, I don't want to be that guy, innit? But first and foremost, why don't we just go back to the scriptures first and foremost, innit? If I'm being real, let's just go back to the scriptures and let's just start with the 10 Commandments. If we can follow those things first and foremost, then we're heading down at least, you know, a road that we can all agree on. We can't even agree on that. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, we can't even agree on those things. If we could just agree on that first and foremost, if we could just expand our minds and read, use the smartphone that's making you dumb to make you more smarter, and look how, for instance, my people in Jamaica, they're suffering. Same like here on the road, in the ghetto, they're suffering. My cousins, I see them every day. What they be called now is scammers. Because, I mean, it happens in Nigeria, probably happens here. They call people from the West who are a bit gullible. Hey, you're gonna get £1 million, they put on the accent, if you just deposit this into my account, How did they get to that level? That's a hustling mentality. How did they get to that level of hustle? They just went the wrong way. Use that same power of hustling in a more positive light, bro. Bro, the best business people in this world are the hustlers, are the road guys that are on the road that can sell a little sponge for 1 CD. It's not that they're selling a sponge for 1 CD. It's the mentality. If they just put that in a positive route and be like, do you know what? I'm gonna use this same hustling mentality, this same get up and go for something positive. Let me go sell books. Let me sell, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many different ways, bro. So many.
Now, he said something that go to the West, live for 10 years and make $200,000 and come back to Ghana. Do you think that is possible? If someone should go to the UK to achieve that amount?
To me,
It's all fantasies?
No, I feel like, you know, some of the stuff you said, bro, in terms of truck drivers making, was it $350 an hour? That don't happen, bro. Unless you own the company, that don't happen. No one's driving a truck for 300 and whatever an hour. Like, it's £12 an hour. And it may be more than what you're getting here, but the cost of living is higher. The cost of living is higher. Imagine making the money you would make in the village trying to live in East Legon. Like, that's how my daughter felt before she got here. She was struggling. She's telling me she's paying this amount for electric and gas because the cost of living is going up. Yes, they're earning more, but they're spending more. So, apples and oranges.
Yeah, in regards to, he was saying something about benefits. And I don't know if I understand from the way he's saying it, benefits is a loss, not a win. In reality, benefits is a win. Benefits is a win.
Elaborate on that.
I mean, you see, like they get this, let's say medical benefits or this benefits.
Okay.
Who doesn't want benefits?
But he said he doesn't want a government to take care of him. He can take care of. He wants a system that can allow him to take care of himself. Why wouldn't you like something like that?
But if you live in America and you work as a taxi driver, are you not taking care of yourself? Plus benefits.
No. If you work, you don't get benefits.
Well, if you work, you have an accident or something happens to you or for some reason, the benefits start coming in. Is that not good?
You pay your insurance.
I mean, but as a police officer in Ghana, when you're done, you're done. No benefits. Nobody gives a...
So I think what I understand from him is he's complaining about the system.
Yes.
But I think the African mindset is always not trying to save themselves or find a strategy to take themselves out of the situation by waiting for the government to come through.
And that's the thing about benefits. That's the bad thing about benefits. when the government says no more, you can't stand alone. If the government took away the benefits that me and my wife was making, what would we do? If they took away the house, most people don't own their house in the UK. They have housing benefit.
Let's speak on that. You know, I think
Before I forget. So maybe you enjoyed benefits for 7 years and it doesn't come anymore. Is that not better than not getting benefits at all? At least at the time that he had nothing, the government came through for him. He had his baby. He survived.
If I understand, you've given up on the government completely,
The
and
system.
then you think the system completely, and you think there's no other way that can.
He's
and
giving
you
up
see-
on Ghanaian system, but he
Yes.
wants to go to another system. I'm saying the system. That's all systems, bro. I'm saying let's stand up for ourselves so that we don't have to rely on anybody. Why are we going to rely on the government to keep us alive? Like, when we can just rely on ourselves, we can grow our own food. We can do these things. Like, it's better we can barter. You have apples, I have oranges. Let's exchange. And that's why I was saying we don't really need
But
money.
why would you choose these hardship stages, climbing, walking, running? Why would you choose, like, I get it, you want to make the legacy. Oh, so in order to advise my ghetto youth to go the normal way, hustle, and make the legacy, just find the faster and the smarter way. Make your life comfortable, your future wife's life comfortable, your future children's life comfortable. The only way, and again I would say, to make these lives comfortable is for you, the man, to travel outside the country. So after that interview, I did my investigations. I now was asking doctors, lecturers, teachers how much they make. If I tell you, you will go and start beating them and tell them, like, why do you still keep this job while making this money?
I mean, if everyone left like you suggest,
It would be amazing.
Will you come back?
Well, me no, but somebody know.
Bro, imagine most of the Ghanaians, like, they think like you. They're not, I was in the UK with them. They forgot about their country.
It's the
In
best
fact, they're
way.
telling people, don't go back to Ghana.
let's talk about that. Why do you think these Ghanaians in the
Because
diaspora
they're
say that?
comfortable. Because everybody wants to be.
Why don't you want comfort?
I'm not saying we don't want comfortable, but they're too. Imagine they're in a trap. They're in a trap. The West has got them in a trap, and they're comfortable to where now they don't want to leave and go back to their own country. Do you know they want to keep Africa like down? Like, the West wants to keep Africa down. We have all the resources. We have everything on this land, the gold, the oil, the coltan. No iPhone can work without Africa. And as long as they keep us poor, as long as they keep us divided, mentality poor, as long as they keep us divided, is as long as they gonna be good and we gonna be the way we are. Until we understand the game that's being played here, of course they want you to go there. Because they want to keep you down over here, bro. But if we say, I ain't going to your country, forget China, forget the UK, even forget Jamaica. Like, let's go back to Africa. There's enough room. Trust me, even the size of Africa they lie about. There's enough room here, bro, for us to do it here. I hear you, bro. You got that fast mentality. It's that young mentality of TikTok. Do you know what I mean? Instagram, 15 minutes. It's fast. That's how they're training us, bro. That's how they're training us. In China, what they see on TikTok, we see stupidness, dancing. Everyone acting the fool. In China, it's 15 seconds of learning, maths, this, engineering, all of this stuff. They know what they're doing to their youth. And they know China rule TikTok. They know what they're doing to our youth here. They know what they're doing. And we're falling for it. Of course you're not going to want... But do you know why I don't want to go back to the UK? Just in case it holds me. Just in case I feel comfortable. I could just go to Tesco's and there ain't no insects growing in my food. It's just, I can get everything I want. They ain't run out of the milk that I like. And if I'm in Ghana, they run out of this, they run out of that. Everything, this one ain't consistent. Like, well, it's hard in Ghana, I know, but we can make it better. But it's so easy in the West, in America, because it's designed that way. But in the long run, bro, they want to kill you. They want to kill you with the food, with everything, spraying things in the air, bro. They want to kill you. And I will speak it because somebody has to, bruv. Somebody has to speak about it. Otherwise, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Nothing's going to change. Just like you said, what are we going to do? Cry about it for the rest of... What are we going to do? Live in this bullshit for the rest of our lives?
Someone in the West who is reliant on the system and is feeling like it's almost like I would rather retire and die in the West rather than to embark on a journey on moving to in Africa, or even the youth and reliant on the system. What would you say to someone like that after being here 3 years and living here and turning things around for yourself?
More fool you. You're missing a trick. You're missing a trick. You are missing out on generational wealth. You're missing out on legacy. There ain't no legacy for you in the UK. There's none. There's no legacy. Like, here today, gone tomorrow. Most successful people in the West, most successful people, not all, but most, their wealth is infiltrated. It's taken away from them in some very devious ways that I'm not even going to speak about on the camera, but, you know, the other nations know what they do. They know what they do. Do you know what I mean? Rich, black man, can't get no further unless he has another race on his arms. And then when he dies, hey, we've got it all. It's back. Bro, that's what I'm saying. Let's stop going and giving. Let's stop falling for the tricks. Like, my people in the West, certain of them, they know, and I know there's intelligent people in Ghana that know, and there's people in position of power that know that Ghana, Africa, can be in a position to be a superpower. We can be, but we are being held down, and things need to change, and we need to stop this worshipping money from the ground level up to the highest level we can talk about.
I like that. Now, even though the West has some benefits and few high income and stuff like that, people in the West still can't afford to buy land. But on the other hand, you embarked on a journey, almost lost everything you had financially, but being able to regain, have a land, abundance of land for yourself, and did this for yourself, right? If someone is watching, what would you tell to the people in order to probably follow your footsteps?
Follow them, innit? Follow my footsteps. Have faith in the Most High, like first and foremost. Like, have some faith in yourself. If you don't believe in the Most High, at least have some faith in yourself. Like, if we're gonna be selfish, then let's have some faith in ourselves. Do you know what I mean? And know that, what they told you you are not. And actually, you can do a lot better. Like, and we can do a lot better if we just stick together. 2 brains are better than 1. Do you know what I mean? And if we come together as people, then we can stand stronger, most definitely. And don't come for me in the comments. I can hear them now. He's racist. He said this about other nations. It's not about hate for other nations. It's about love for self. I face this in the UK. When you say I love black people, they say, oh, so you hate white people. It's like Black Lives Matter. Oh, so white lives don't matter.
Exactly.
No one's not saying white lives matter, but I'm talking for myself. Can I speak for myself? Can I say that black lives matter? I'm speaking for me. I love myself. Ain't nothing wrong with that. If you think I hate you from that says more about you than me. Maybe you hate yourself. You got a complex. Why is it that me loving myself makes you feel uncomfortable, or me saying Black Lives Matters makes you feel uncomfortable? What's wrong with you? You should say white lives matter. They say white lives matter. I don't care.
Yeah, so talking about loving ourselves, I think all the white man has also done, he was like, the Chinese is for the Chinese, the European is for the European, the African is for the African. I also think then the white man has always been for himself. He has been thinking for his society, his people, his generations, and his descendants. And we, blacks and other races, yes, we and other races are around them thinking that they are racist. Of course, when a white man has bread and sees you and a black man, just as a black man will look out for his black brother, that will give the bread to the black man, the white man will do the same. But when the white man does it, it's racism. When the black man does it, it's love for the brotherhood. That's the point I don't really get. You see, most of these policemen that kill these black men in America, some of them, yeah, they are whatever, but some do it out of panic. some do because you see this.
Why are they panicking?
I mean, it is the reality. You see this big giant with probably a weapon or.
So, but can you see the mentality? If there was a white man, same size, they wouldn't be that panic.
And I watched the videos. These black people are also rude. Police officers like, can I have your license and registration? What the hell you want my license? Of course.
But
I
you
mean,
have to,
why do you have to
Bruv,
answer the police like that? If he
tell you
said,
why.
can I have your license and registration? Of course, yes, sir. It's here. Let me get it for you. I get it for you. I give you.
I
Is there any
understand.
problem, sir? No. Can you pack? Sure. Can you get down? All right, I'm down. Put your hand on your head. My hand is on my head. Turn it around. I'll turn it around. When they tell you turn it around, why should I turn it around? What the fuck? Of course.
But-
he's going to be irritated. It happens with Ghana police. When Ghana police stops me and I try to challenge them, they do me the same way the white policemen do the black men. It has nothing to do with
They
race.
kill you.
To some extent, so many police have killed.
Not on the level that it happens in the West. Not on the level, bro. While we've been having this interview, I can guarantee you 10 black people have died in the West by the hands of police. Like, I understand you because in the UK, that's how I act, just like that. Like, no problem. I understand. But imagine the youth, my melanated people have had enough. They're afraid. They're afraid when they see a police officer in the rear. Oh my God. Like, I get it all the time. Like, oh my God. Like, he's coming for me. Bruv, sometimes you just, why me? Why? Why me? Like, the same way you will give a Ghanaian the reaction is because it's like constant. You're fed up. So some people are fed up. Not everybody can control themselves and be like, here's my license.
But is a
Now,
policeman.
will you say it is like that because of the mixed skin color and mixed ethnicities in the West? That's why it looks like. Do you feel the same way if the person stopping you is a black person?
In the UK?
Yeah.
I mean, the thing within the UK and the States, it really doesn't matter if you're a black or white officer. It really doesn't matter. That whole system is flawed. And if you are a black officer in the police force in the West, you're already being trained in the way that they think. So the black one thinks exactly the same way and feels as threatened towards the black man as a white man does towards the black man. He feels, because he's trained in the same way. The statistics they see every day is frightening to him. Oh, another police officer got killed by a black man. Like, it's the same way. In Jamaica, it's the same thing, but that doesn't make it right. It doesn't
Why do you
make
think that system exists in the West?
It's racism. It's the systematic racism. Like, you have racism here, and then you have racism down here, bro. That no one don't know about. Stuff I don't even know about. Racism that's going on underneath the ground, like in deep levels that filters up to the top. And by the time it gets to the top, it doesn't even look like racism. It doesn't even look like racism. It looks like, oh, it's just prejudice, or, you know, it wasn't his fault, or rah, rah, rah. Like you spoke about people being in prison, will accept your punishment. I get that. You do something wrong, you accept your punishment. Imagine that, I don't know the statistics, but I know there are a lot of people in the States and in the UK that their crime is their punishment is unjustified. It doesn't fit the crimes, or they're innocent. They're innocent. Imagine the prison system is a business, and for every prisoner that they have, they get more money. Well, then it makes sense, logical sense, that we have as many people in the prison system as possible. I know, why don't we flood the communities with drugs? Now we have a lot of criminals, and actually, well, the majority of people in poverty are melanated people or immigrants. So they're the ones that are committing the crimes, because they're the ones that are taking the drugs. So they're the ones that are in prison for smoking a joint, or, do you know what I mean, a little piece of weed, and they've got 10 years. That's unjustified. But that 10 years makes them a lot of money. And then the statistics look like it's just black people, or the majority are black people in the prison cells. Or, you know, I get stopped for just being a black man or speeding or some misdemeanor, and I end up dead, or I end up going to jail for X amount of years, when a white man comes in, kills X amount of children, sprays up the place, kills up the place. My man's walking out in handcuffs. Like nothing never happened. Like, how comes he never got a bullet to the head, bro? Like, he comes out in handcuffs, calm and collective. Not a punch, not a kick, like nothing. He didn't get a punch or a kick. He's coming out in handcuffs, calm, nice. He's, what they say? He's got mental illness. Black people never have mental illness. We're just nuts and black. And that's how it's portrayed. But a white man has a mental illness for killing all these children, and now he walks out in handcuffs. And do you know what I mean? Yeah, he might spend the rest of his life in jail, but he's treated differently. Completely differently. There are people next to him, in a cell next to him, that did misdemeanors and doing the same amount of time or more, or did nothing. The amount of times I see on Instagram, this man spent 33 years in jail and didn't even commit the crime. Didn't even commit the crime, and now he's coming out and he's trying to sue people. He shouldn't be trying to do anything. He should be given. Well, these are the kind of things that you may not experience, because, I mean, you experienced something in China.
So before he said, you believe that it's better, black people are better off coming to Africa than living in the West?
Yes. Point blank.
Now you said, go ahead.
What I have to tell the black people that you are encouraging to live there, to come to Ghana, is there are so many people here who are in a hurry, who will do anything and everything to leave the continent. So if this is a place that you are hearing that people there, almost 85% of the youth there wants to leave the place, and you want to come, you are welcome. Of course, like you said, you were very fortunate to have 8,500 pounds. Me, when I was leaving Ghana for the first day, nothing. He knows, nothing. No, nothing, no money. I got to the airport, I didn't even know who was coming to pick me up. Nothing, nobody. I did what I had to do, and today I'm here. But again, I'm going to dare, if you are American and if you are British, come to Ghana, leave your bags, your phone, everything, and come to Ghana with an empty pocket, empty hand, and see if you'll be able to sit on the camera and give this testimony.
I'm saying don't come to Ghana like that. Come with something. Make sure you're not foolish. Use your mind, change your mentality, and come. And for those that are in Ghana, the youth that are in Ghana, things can change, but it's only going to start with you. The revolution will start with the youth. It will start with the youth, not these old people, not these old men. They're stuck in their ways. They're stuck. It's not going to change with them. It's going to start with the youth of Kaswov, the youth of wherever, in the ghetto, wherever it is. I don't know the ghettos of Ghana, the villages, wherever. It's going to start with you, but you have to change your mentality of this easy come, easy go, fast money, chop, chop, chop. Just think a little. And if you need to know how, follow my YouTube channel and watch.
So guys, we are almost at the end of the conversation, and Daniel they have a YouTube channel. You know, I've been following his story, and it's a success story. There's still challenges. The story keep continuing, but if you want to watch his life, see where they started from, why they left the UK, his YouTube channel is Life with the Kings. Go and check him out. Follow his life, see what he went through, why he decided to leave the West, be in the UK, to, you know, start a new life here in Ghana. And on the other hand, if you still believe that Jeffrey is somehow right, and you are watching and you want to contact him for whatever reason, his email is on the screen. And guys, we are almost at the end. If you do have a final message for the people watching you, what would that message be?
This is what we need. We need communication. We need to sit down. We need to talk. It doesn't need to be aggressive. It doesn't need to be an argument. It needs to be a serious discussion, so that we can grow this marriage of Ghanaians and diasporans, and you know, come together effectively and do something effective for Ghana. I'ma say again, like I've said a few times, in order to change the world, Ghana, you have to start with self. Start with self, and the world will change around you.
Jeffrey?
Well, my last words were the beginning of my sentence. We are here in Ghana and we know what is going on. There is a proverb in Ghanaian Akan language that says, so we know. So we all know the testimonies that come from our brothers who have traveled outside. We see with our eyes, we hear, we watch them on social media, we see, we know, it's real. You know what is happening in Ghana. So you've heard both of us, you've seen the encouragement. I'm telling you, if you want to see your wife happy, your mom happy, your sisters happy, if you want to see your children, your community, your brotherhood, your ghetto people, like the way I'm seeing them happy now, if you want to see them happy, the best way is to travel abroad, get a work and a life, keep sending them checks weekly. You can't do that in Ghana, you know. You are 21, you are 31, you are 35, you haven't done it before. If you go to UK now, if you go to US now, you start doing it. So the story is there. Goodbye.
Kwame Nkrumah is turning in his grave, brother. Like they are turning in their grave right now. Like, they want to get up, I'm telling you. But
Kwame Nkrumah did his bachelor's abroad. He saw
and came back.
He saw the university in
And
Ghana,
came back.
but he was like, no, I'm not sitting in that class.
And he came back.
He went away. If you want to go to the University of Ghana,
I mean, the
available.
president speaks better English than me, but he's here.
But he went there.
But he's here. I'm not saying let's
But
not go.
will you encourage them to come back after acquiring the knowledge and the money?
It's amazing. Trust me, I go to US for 10 years. I come back in my Range Rover with my apartment in East Legon, with my American accent, with my iPhone. Trust me, it's gonna be amazing here for it. Everywhere I go, people will be like, yo, this is the burger. Tell me, they don't greet me. Where the normal and average Ghanaian can't go, I go there now. Why? Because I've been abroad. When I go to all these clubs, you see the bouncers, bouncing the Ghana boys. When I get there, they open the door. Why? Because when they see me, they're like, this is Burger Papa Nye. So if you like, be in Ghana and suffer and see, if you get the opportunities, don't listen to me.
Now, I know most people will not agree with him, but that is the perspective, that is his reality. And once again, Ghana is beautiful. There's so many opportunities. Listen, I see so many entrepreneurs moving back every single day. And the sad thing is, it's not our people, man. It's not black people.
You can't do it.
It's other ethnicities. And then, making all the money. And I'm saying that, listen, there's money here. I know what he's saying, I know that. But there's still money here. And that we can be more powerful in order for us to take this money out of the system only if our brothers in the diaspora is coming back and, merging with us, working with us, changing the mindset. And I really believe that is the way forward for Africans in order for us to be free and financially secured. So without being said, if you really enjoyed this interview and this debate, man, YouTube is telling me that 81% of you guys have not subscribed. I don't know what you're waiting for. Subscribe, like the video, and this video, I want 1,000 people to share. If you watch it and you smile or you even enjoyed it and you don't like, subscribe and share, I don't know, then you are against us people, you know what I'm saying, black people.
If you were doing your videos in America.
So, man, without being said, once again, where we recorded this video is located in Osu. It's called Biro. It's a co-working space coming from the US, Canada. You still want somewhere to sit, have a constant electricity, fast Wi-Fi, reliable, This is the place for you. And I promise you, back in the day, 2017, when I came to Ghana, I didn't see anywhere like that. But Ghana is developing, things are changing, and you have a place where you have constant Wi-Fi and electricity. This tells you something. So, welcome to Ghana, and this is a wonderful episode. Thank you guys for coming on.
Thank you, bro.
This is beautiful. I see the handshake. Beautiful. Yeah. This is what we need. Thank you guys once again, and thank you very much for watching, and have a wonderful day. Guys, let's say bye-bye to them. All right?
Bye.
Peace.